If you have been paying attention to the most recent news about our economy, you know that inflation is on the rise. The inflation rate reached 9.1% in June, the highest level in 41 years. According to the Consumer Price Index, food, petrol, and rent prices kept increasing. Inflation in the United States has exceeded 6% for 9 consecutive months, much more than the Federal Reserve's typical 2% objective. Inflation affects people globally. But is there any way to protect your money from such prices? The answer is yes, there is. In this video, we are going to break down 10 ways to protect your money from inflation. This video has all the tips you need to preserve cash and even benefit from rising inflation. So, without any delays, let's dig out some tips to save and make money. Number 10, be aware of shrinkflation. Shrinkflation is a strategy that businesses used in the 1970s and is making a comeback. While charging you the same amount, product businesses will gradually shrink the contents of the packages and things you purchase. For you, this entails a price increase. There are now 5 fewer strawberries in the packet. There is more air in the bag of chips than in regular chips. The number of sheets on the toilet paper roll decreased from 264 to 244. Since generic store brands often shrink the least, sticking with them is one strategy for avoiding shrinkflation. Pay attention to the unit cost of the item you are purchasing. Generally, brands don't scale down all their products at once. The biggest ones are usually the last. Whole foods may sometimes be less prone to shrinking than processed meals. Buying solely seasonal produce, such as fruits and vegetables, is also beneficial. Number 9, be careful with your spending and understand where your money is going. The moment is here to review your spending plan. Even the smallest costs may pile up rapidly. Identify the expenses that no longer value your life, such as streaming services and gym dues. Reducing unnecessary expenditures might help you recover control of your money, particularly during a recession. Number 8, combine credit card loan. Credit card debt may be debilitating, frustrating, and hard on your finances. Consolidating your debt onto a single credit card with a reduced interest rate may be advantageous if you have big amounts on numerous different credit cards. Attempt to find credit cards with 0% or minimal debt transfer fees. With this card, you may quickly combine your balances and pay off the principal while avoiding interest. Number 7, removing high-interest balances. Choose the credit cards and accounts with the highest interest rates and start paying those sums down immediately after consolidating your debt. Consider using a debit card for minor transactions to prevent adding to the credit card load. Number 6, extend rewards program limits. Recognize the cashback and reward programs you participate in and make the most of them. You may be required to pay monthly or yearly fees to access such awards and discounts. Be aware of these costs and immediately cancel any programs you aren't utilizing. Number 5, buy now to save money. If you have additional cash available, think about buying the expensive products you've been eyeing as soon as possible. As we enter an era of growing inflation, prices for cars, appliances, and home improvement supplies will keep rising. Don't allow inflation to weaken your capacity to defend your money, even while it breeds uncertainty and instability. Liked the ideas? Will you save to save your future? But wait, there are more ideas. Let's discuss them in detail because those things make or break your financial situation. Number 4, review your budget. Examine your spending to identify areas where you may save costs. Take into account loan refinancing, debt consolidation for reduced rates, and debt repayment. Additionally, investing in your professional marketability via ongoing education might result in additional revenue from side hustles or new company endeavors. Find stocks that will profit from rising interest rates or inflation. According to investing expert Brian Stivers, stocks in the banking, consumer goods, energy, utility, and healthcare sectors are anticipated to do well. If the Federal Reserve finally increases interest rates to fight inflation and banks' gaps between loans and deposits grow, banks would benefit. While doing so, businesses that manufacture necessities for consumers often can pass along their greater costs to customers. Conversely, increased interest rates that increase client borrowing costs would hurt the car and housing industries. They are now riskier investments as a result. Number 3, purchase stocks. Despite the general lack of faith in stocks that most people express, holding some stores may be a highly effective method to fight inflation. Consider your home as a business. A business will also be affected by inflation if it cannot appropriately invest its funds in endeavors that will provide returns greater than its expenses. The fundamental tenet of business success is that companies sell their products for higher prices, resulting in higher revenues, profits, and stock prices. Some of the finest stocks to own during an inflationary environment would belong to businesses that can naturally raise their pricing. Commodity resource corporations are one example. During times of inflation, goods like metals, wheat, and oil have strong price power, in contrast to, say, the price of a computer, which is subject to manufacturer and distributor pricing revisions. The costs of these things often increase with time. Consider investing in companies with the highest profit margins and, often, the lowest cost of production, such as those in the healthcare or commodities sectors. Finally, it would help if you never undervalued dividends when there is inflation. Number 2. Purchase a home. Real estate is always a wise investment, such as a house. When a buyer intends to sell the home they have purchased for a profit, problems arise. The normal individual should concentrate on buying a property to own, even if just for a few years, even if seasoned real estate investors can uncover the hidden potential in homes. Real estate investments normally take a long time to pay off. Value increases usually occur over months or weeks. If you're buying a house, you probably won't pay cash. Instead, you'll need to put some money down and get a loan called a mortgage to cover the remaining balance. Although there are many kinds of mortgages, fixed rate and adjustable mortgages are the most popular. The basic idea is the same. You pay down a little portion of the principal each month until you possess a debt-free item that will hopefully increase in value over time. If rates rise, getting a fixed-rate mortgage allows you to pay off future debt with cheaper money. You are nonetheless still liable for the predetermined sum even if rates fall. To choose the best mortgage choice for you, consider several variables. Similar to land, the value of homes often rises on an annual basis. Indeed, corrective periods usually follow real estate bubbles, with some houses losing more than 50% of their value. Nevertheless, housing costs often rise over time, offsetting the impacts of inflation. Number 1. Never assume that the current situation will last forever, and talk to your advisor. While some customers have long-term objectives, they make short-sighted choices and are motivated by emotions. When we read about the inflation rates in the news, we get alarmed and think they will always be high. That is not the case, according to history. Create stress tests with your financial advisor to examine how your portfolio and strategy vary under various market scenarios. Investors shouldn't ever hurry to close out their accounts based only on market fluctuations. Rising inflation and market volatility should be considered in strategic investing and wealth management. Investment, which includes longevity and long-term objectives, is an important concept. One more thing. Investing in yourself is by far the finest investment you can make to be ready for an unpredictable financial future, one that will boost your potential income in the future. This investment starts with high-quality education and continues with maintaining current skills and picking up new ones that will correspond to the ones that will be most in demand in the future. Adapting to a company's shifting demands might help you protect your career and compensation against inflation and economic downturns. Subscribe to the channel and ring the bell icon to receive the latest updates and notifications. Also, be sure to comment below what you would like to see in our next video.